Welcome back to another episode of Lucid Daily, and today we have a couple of exciting things that we need to go over, so let's go ahead and get started. Very first off, today Lucid actually was down quite a bit. They were down 6.3%. They started out green, and then Jerome Powell decided to go and talk about raising the interest rates 50 basis points, which obviously the market didn't react to. Across the board, across all sectors, the market reacted pretty negatively to this. So with that being said, Lucid is now trading for $19.55. They're up 8 cents in the after hours, but that doesn't do too much. That we're trading near September 1st lows of $17.79, which hopefully we don't go much below $17 in the foreseeable future. After this earnings is going to be interesting. I don't think this is the earnings that people are going to be expecting. I'm not expecting good earnings until we hear back from Q3 when Lucid gets everything up and running. So one of the biggest announcements, if not the most important announcement on the day for Lucid, was the fact that they now have their first quarter earnings date. Their first quarter earnings date is May the 5th. Not quite May the 4th, but May the 5th. And they will be using say.com so that retail investors can ask questions as well as institutional investors. And I was thinking about some questions that I would ask if I had the opportunity. So I have 4 things that I would ask if I had the opportunity to ask a question. Obviously more than one question, but you know what I mean. 1. Is the announcement and production of the Grand Touring Performance Mode going to delay the shipment of the Air Pure this year? I completely would understand, but we need to start getting these things out of the way, these questions and these. I'm not going to lie, as an investor, I felt rug pulled last time when they kept telling everybody 20,000 deliveries as late as October. And for them to come in February and say, oh, by the way, we're only going to do 12 to 14,000, that hurt as an investor. So I would rather get the bad news out on like as far in the future as possible so that we don't have that same kind of feeling across the board. I know a lot of other investors felt that way as well. Some sold. I didn't sell, but I know some people that sold out solely because they felt like they were rug pulled. So let it be what it may. Next, obviously, I think we're going to get the answer to this, so there's no need to ask the question, but have all Dream Editions been delivered? We need to get this done, and we need to continue production. Why are we having so many Dream Editions sitting in that parking lot that we've seen? Next, when are we going to get 2023 guidance? As an investor, especially institutional investors, they want to know what to expect. And for not having clear guidance for 2023, it's difficult for institutional investors to kind of understand what will be going on in the next 12 months. The last we heard is they said that they were going to do 50,000 units in 2023, and then they were asked that question twice on the earnings call. Peter Rawlinson sidestepped it. Jerry House said that the factory will have the ability to manufacture 50,000, but we won't make any of those forecasts until next year, until Q4. And I really hope she was not meaning Q4 of 2022, meaning that we wouldn't hear until like February of 2023, which would really stink. And then the last thing that I want to see on this earnings is how many reservations. I want to see a 25% increase, and I want to see us at 31,000 reservations, especially if they want to be hitting those big numbers like we were talking about yesterday, like those 100,000 reservations. We need to start to see these reservations start climbing a little bit, and hopefully with our cheaper model cars coming out, hopefully the Grand Touring Performance incited a lot of hype. That's what I'm hoping for Lucid. Those are the 4 questions that I have going to this earnings call. Let me know what questions you have down below. And so yeah, I appreciate your guys' support. Yesterday's work, I put quite a bit of effort into it. I'm getting a lot of good feedback from it. So yeah, I will be making another spreadsheet video tomorrow, kind of going over the what if when Lucid hits, how Lucid can hit $200 a share. I'll be going over the situations and how exactly that would be. And something I wanted to tell you guys something. A lot of the comments that I'm seeing are like, oh, I think Lucid should be at $200, or Lucid's so undervalued, or things like that. Things that are pretty emotion filled. And I get investing can be emotional, but when you're doing math like this, the numbers don't care how you feel. That's not what the investors look at. Like the institutional investors, they don't want a stock to do something. They have to make the numbers work. And so some people were kind of poo-pooing on my numbers last night, just saying, oh, like I wanted it like 200 or 400 or 600. Like, well, in order for it to be at 200, this is how many cars we need to ship. And tomorrow I'll give you guys the answer about how many cars we need to ship in order for Lucid to be at $200 a share. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing. We're going to have to talk a lot going into earnings, during earnings, and after earnings. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and like always, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.